Welcome to the home of the Florida State Seminoles, Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Pittsburgh Panthers. The Seminoles will kick it away to start us off. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Pittsburgh's offense will have the football first. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you can't wait to out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone, and you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming to this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
Pitt pushing the base. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Can't get him to the ground. He's knocked down just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It brings up 4th down. Pitt will line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stopped. The Seminoles offense will go to work for the first time today. And for their sake, they better hope they've solved some of the turnover and protection issues that just plagued them in a nightmare of a game last week, David.
It was not a good performance. And this offense has got to grow. It's got to get better. And they've got to find some ways to move the football. They've got to throw the football, but we can't turn it over. Jesse, those are the critical mistakes. More games are lost than won. Last week, too many turnovers for this quarterback.
Well, they just had too many negative plays and too many turnovers in that game to win. They believe they've got the dudes offensively to win games so long as they stay on schedule. But when you're going backwards and you're giving the offense on the other side more possessions because you turn it over, that's a recipe for disaster, and that's something they have to be able to avoid in this game.
Good little pickup there as he saw some daylight and got what he could.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. In that time, quarterback, nice job, buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield, nothing there. So instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on 3rd down. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. He's got his man. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. The Noles come to the line with a new set of downs. To the air, it's Castellanos. Finds his tight end. Got room at the 35. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29. It's almost incomprehensible to think the Noles failed to break 17 points 10 times this season.
I think this team was spoiled in a lot of ways when they had Jordan Travis, and they obviously had so much NFL talent surrounding him, but they had a leader. They had a guy that everybody could look at when times got tough and believe in. Someone has got to put...
Got some more men under the goal line. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stops. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0.
Love the individual effort here by the wide receiver. After he has the ball, able to make people miss. You see the speed as he goes in for the touchdown.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Looking to throw on 1st down. Fires to the middle. Hauls it in. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a 1st down. The Panthers come to the line in the hurry-up. Looking downfield on first down. Throws to the wideout. Catch in the middle. It's Lee. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Finds a tight end. And they pick up just a few on that completion. A cacophony of noise, debilitating surround sound. The launch hit on third down at the dome. Grab near the marker, it's Williams. That'll be enough for the first down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll run it in the red zone. It's Reed. He's pulled down after a tough run, gets it to the 6. Going to work on second down in the red zone and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal.
Well, the offense didn't have the result they wanted on that first drive, having to punt, but they're having a lot more success here in the second drive. They're having some balance, and they're getting a rhythm. I think a big part of that is their ability to run the football. Very, very important to them, and doing a nice job on that last play, picking up the first down.
And how about the aggressiveness of this defense? I love this. Don't let them get to the sideline. Kept the ball in the middle of the field, went after the quarterback right away like some missiles, and got him on the ground.
He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on third here trying to handle it off the ground?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go. I got to be physical.
That's the end of the quarter, and Florida State has the lead. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on fourth down. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Oh, the attempt is no good. After that miss, still a 7-point game, guys.
And that's frustrating. I mean, you put a drive together, you're in scoring zone. Like, this is a green zone. You should be making all of these kicks, these short field goals, the chip shots. Kickers have to come through. They got to do that.
He's loose. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 40.
Find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
Perfect play call for that big gain to open the drive. Now here they come on 1st and 10. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Castellanos. Quickly to the tight end. Almost got it to midfield on that one. He's out of bounds a yard short at the 49. And the Seminoles are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. He'll throw on 3rd down. Got out of trouble and throws. Grab near the sticks. It's Pittman. He'll work his way down to the 28.
All right, defense, it ain't working. Right? They're stringing together several first downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
Off the play fake on 1st down. And the throw downfield winds up incomplete, and there's a good reason for that. This guy was being mugged by the defender. So the pass interference in the end zone will have the ball placed at the 2. And the Noles are on the move. Might be calling a hot route. From the red zone, looking for a space. They will score! Touchdown, Florida State!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
They'll make the stop right there, but Pittsburgh moves the chains and they have a first down.
And that's a really good job by the QB, getting the ball out of his hands, knowing where the sticks are, getting the first down. And they saw something they like because here they come, right back on the ball to run another play.
Unloads to the wideout. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Hit right back to the line.
And I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up the first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
Makes the grab. It's Williams. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. Wants to throw it. Caught in the backfield. It's Reed. There he goes. They drag him down, but not before he's moved the chains and the screen pass is effective. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. On the move, he fires. Got his man downfield. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Pitt.
I love this tight end because, man, he's a weapon in the passing game. Big guy, big target, and he has a lot of ability after the catch. You saw it on that touchdown.
Lining up to add another. And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. Oklahoma is down right now, and that's unusual for this program. Those fans in Norman expect excellence. Let's see if they can provide the spark this team needs. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Texas. It's an outcome that, if it holds...
Intercepted, and the defense has set him up.
When you get that quarterback and he starts to leak outside the pocket like that and roll, you roll with him. Those linebackers are supposed to move and shift with him, start to take away the field towards the sideline because think about it. He's not going to throw back across his body. The defense read it well, moved with the rollout, made the big play.
Not a whole lot of room as he gets a couple inside the 30 to the 29.
And that wasn't a big game, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
Pulls it in. It's Reed. Oh, he's got some space. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. All the way down to the 15-yard line. It's first down. Looking to throw on first down. They get enough rush, and it pays off the sack at the 20.
Well,
it's been a little bit of a seesaw here the last two plays. Offense gets a chunk play, and then the defense gets a sack. Great job by the defense there, turning the page and coming up with the big one.
And the Panthers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wants to go up top. Fires to the wideout. Snagged in the middle. It's Johnson. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Pulls and fires it complete to the line. Timeout called by the defense is their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
Here comes the heat. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. The Seminoles will punt this one away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop, and now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense probably has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Hits him inside the 20, still going. He's brought down, but this freshman is not afraid to take a shot. Huge play, puts them in the red zone, and now they'll snap it 1st and 10 from the 15. Tight end now in motion. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Reed. Shakes off the defender. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. The hurry up now, 2nd down, clock ticking. Back to pass. Here's the pressure. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this 3rd down play. Clock running. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Deep shot for the end zone. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive.
Man, it's really nice as a defense to force 3rd and long, where you can bring in the nickel, Jesse, and you can play zone coverage with those zone eyes on the quarterback.
Yeah, as a quarterback, too, you got to know with that extra DB out there, your timing better be good and you better be accurate, because if you're not, they've got ball hawks in the back end.
He'll take the deep shot. And it's knocked away downfield, the DB getting a hand in there.
Well, the offense is doing their best to try and at least get into field goal range here at the end of the first half. So they take a vertical shot down the field, but give the defense credit. Lots of eyes back there on the quarterback. They're able to break on the ball and make sure that throw falls incomplete.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Looking downfield, it's Castellanos. Catch in the middle, it's Robinson. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. And with just a few seconds remaining here in the first half, they'll try to kick a field goal. Oh, and the attempt is no good. And after the missed field goal, guys, we are still locked up. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Man, it should come as no surprise we have ourselves a fun matchup in Tallahassee. And it's been a hard-fought battle today. Two teams out there playing ball and treating this crowd to a memorable first half. Seems to me, and I know I'm going to sound like a coach here, the team that limits turnovers and strings together productive drives is going to be the one celebrating a well-earned victory today. And with that, let's send it back to our guys at Bobby Bowden Field.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. Pitt will kick off, ready to get things started here in the third quarter. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive now? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And you're seeing on both sides really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now, it's tough sledding on the ground.
And the Seminoles have it with a 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Right down the middle. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
You sort of get the feeling here in the second half with the game tied. It very easily could come down to which of these two quarterbacks has the football last. Bit of a blown opportunity there on 3rd down with that incompletion. This guy's going to have to lock in for the remainder of the game.
On 4th down, looking for the completion. Grabbed in the middle, it's White. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
He gets it past the 1st down marker, and a really nice job to set up that screen and move the sticks. The Seminoles are in the red zone. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly. The Seminoles now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
Well, give the defense credit because they're forcing this quarterback to throw into very small windows under duress.
Looking for a man. It's Castellanos. Finds his back in the middle. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down.
That's a nice completion. I know you don't get the first down. You're obviously set up in field goal range here down in the red zone, but because you've got 4th and short now, you may decide to go for this if you're on offense.
The pull and throw off the RPO. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10. The Noles had tough field position to start this drive, but they... Touchdown, Seminoles! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal. Understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone. Know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your boys.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Very little running room, if any, and he just hasn't had anywhere to go in this one. They'll try to pop the draw. Breaks the tackle. A lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one.
Breaks into the open. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45. Pitt pushing the pace.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot.
Wide open spaces. He's at the... And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Pittsburgh!
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
The extra point here would tie the game. And the extra point was made without incident, and we're tied up here in the third. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. Oklahoma is trailing, but don't tell me this team can't come back. I once saw Jalen Hurts lead the Sooners back from 28-3 down. We'll see what they're made of today. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Texas. Week in and week out in the SEC, it's a battle of attrition.
And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Noles!
Offensive line, give me a crack, I'll do the rest. How about the Jets, the speed? He just turns it on, going 70-plus to the house. What a huge play by the running back.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. From the gun to give, looking for room. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7.
And nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you got to be prepared.
He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
You can tell this quarterback did his homework coming into this game. He has been dissecting this defense with his arm and his mind. Over 300 yards passing.
And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. They go to the ground. He's going to lose a yard on that one. They're bringing the chop. They're bringing the noise on 3rd down at the dope. From the gun, wants to pass. Important thing, the ball, and they have it at the 46. Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. Then that last drive, if you want to call it that, was efficient. One big run for a score, David. See if they can do it again.
Yeah, and I find it hard-pressed. They're not going to give it right back to him. You break that long of a run, get a touchdown, Jesse, I'm assuming he's going to touch it again.
You're absolutely right, Dave. And everybody in this stadium, I think, is expecting him to get it again, too. Big-time players make big plays in big games. Let's see what he can do here.
They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. We've come to the end of the period, and Florida State has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. He might want another play. Back to throw, it's Castellanos. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete.
Well, that's just great awareness by the defense, locating the quarterback and knowing they can't get to him. They can't get the sack. Just someone's got to get their hand in the air and knock it away.
On the run, still looking. Look out, he's got room. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line.
And how nice is it to just have a quarterback that you believe in, that you can trust, you can put it in his hands on 3rd down to make the right decision. You've got the lead, and you've got your guy. He sees it, nothing open, tucks it, gets a huge 3rd down conversion for this offense.
And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. And the Seminoles want to pick up the tempo. The give. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Florida State. That one puts them in really good shape to get back on the right track and get another W.
You know, good teams just know how to close games out. And you're seeing that right now with this team, right? Their defense just had a massive takeaway. The offense able to capitalize on that with a touchdown, so they padded their lead. And this just speaks to, I think, the experience in the locker room and also the playmakers they have. This game is starting to feel like a blowout.
To the air on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Hicks. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
And in this situation late when you need 2 touchdowns to win the game, everything's going to have to be downfield. So I like the idea in this 2-minute drive, throwing it that way. Let's keep it going, keep our pedal to the metal here.
And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
Throws to the wideout. And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
The QB had all day to throw the football. That's the good news. The bad news is he couldn't find anybody open and couldn't deliver the ball to him. So let's see if they can get some chemistry going with the wide receiver and quarterback throughout this game.
The quick out. Crosses the 45, out of bounds at the 47-yard line, and a solid play there. They absolutely had to have that third down to keep any glimmer of hope alive.
And defensively, that's exactly what I want. Make you get the third down. The clock is your enemy. Multiple possession lead. That is right where I want this offense.
Leaves it with the back. Gets it past the marker. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. The Panthers back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Wants to go up top on first down. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
Well, the receiver getting a little ahead of himself on that one. You saw him calling for the ball. He thought he was wide open. He thought that was going to be an easy catch. The ball finally gets to him, and he drops it. If you're going to call for the ball like that and call your shot, you've got to secure the catch.
A cacophony of noise, debilitating surround sound, the war chant on third down at the dope. Powers through the defender. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and what a big third down stop by this defense.
And I like changing things up. I like trying new things. Handing it to the tight end, that's something you don't see very often. A little creativity. Now, there was negativity in the end, but I like the creative thought process of trying to get somebody.
Unleashes one deep. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. Looking for more room. He stopped at the 19-yard line. A big play there to get the pick and take it back inside the 20. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. Out of the gun, the give to the back. Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if they're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
And the Noles come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Looking for a man. It's Castellanos. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
I mean, sometimes you overthink it. Sometimes running the football on 3rd and short with the lead is not the worst thing in the world. Keep that clock ticking. But now decided to go for it, setting up a 4th down. And this looks like a situation where you should punt the football.
They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. Great place to start for this offense. Let's send the tight end in motion. Starts a drive trying to go up top. A shot toward the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality. You step on their throat, you keep your foot down. When you get opportunities like that, they are golden chances to
protect the lead. You just simply cannot have a personal foul penalty at this stage in the game. No chance to return that one. A booming kickoff out of the back of the end zone. It's a touchback. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Bringing the heat. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Nice job by the quarterback trying to buy time and scrambling to the right, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
Back to throw, it's Castellanos. Working that left side. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. The Seminoles come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
With the catch, it's White. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
I mean, getting suffocated right away. How about the DB? Just seeing that initially, pulling the trigger, getting to him, get him on the ground, get the tackle for a loss.
Got it in the middle. It's Pittman. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. And the Seminoles are moving quickly down the field. Direct snap. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. Turning it on! What a good job to be able to pick up that kind of yardage when you're trying to finish off the game.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
And that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most important thing. How can we keep this thing ticking away? By going down in bounds, you're doing exactly that.
No reason to do anything here except keep it on the ground on 2nd and 5. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run.
And that's exactly what you would expect from this offense. Listen, when you're in that 1 to 2 minute range and you got the football and you got a lead, it's smash mouth. It's keep that clock running. It's ground game. So interesting now on this 3rd down what they do next, but we got to keep that clock moving.
So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go.
That's a big drive for this offense in the 4th quarter. Now to take a 2-possession lead, you got the other offense where you want them. Now you get to rush the passer, make them pass a little bit more, and don't give up those big plays. You're in a really good spot now.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got it in the middle, it's Holmes. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Looking downfield on 1st down. Fires to the big fella. He stopped just short of midfield. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 48. And the Panthers can really attack on this 2nd and short. Wants to go up top. Makes the catch along the sidelines and steps out of bounds.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
On 3rd and short, the run and looking for the 1st down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. They'll snap it on 1st down from the 35. Gets the back moving. Wants to throw on 1st down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Reed. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. He's got an open man. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17. Offense rushing to the line of scrimmage. Clock is stopped for the 1st down. They'll try to get it off quickly.
No gain on the play. 2nd down coming up.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Back to pass. Caught over the middle. It's Johnson. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike. He'll spike the ball to try to save every precious second he can. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Looking to fire. Big fella moving. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. Looking to the end zone on 3rd and goal. And it's caught. Late touchdown here, probably too little too late. It would take a monumental miracle to come back now.
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You've made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the O?
Few anxious moments there, but the hands team, true to its name, as they make the grab and get the ball.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football,